Yeah. So I think being respectful is one thing
Mm-mm.
because nowadays there's a lot of people that is not respectful of their parents or they just cancel them. But their parents too, their mom, their dads, and
Oh,
they
imagine
raise
imagine how if like
our
kids
kids
does that to
does
us.
it.
We
Yeah.
wouldn't want that.
Yeah,
right?
I think the key is always being respectful.
They'll be like, Mama, you the Lulu. You the Lulu.
The Lulu is the only.
Whenever you say the Lulu, you might.
Hey, welcome to Mama's Here. I'm Diyana Hashim.
And I'm Sofea Mastan. We're here to share the real unfiltered sides of motherhood.
Think of us as your mom gang on this insane adventure, constantly learning, growing, and most of the time just winging it.
Mama's here because we know you've always been there for others.
Now it's our turn to be there for you.
Hey gorgeous, welcome to another episode of Mama's Here. I'm Sofea Mastan.
And I'm Diyana Hashim, and we're here to dive into the real and sometimes messy but always beautiful world of being a mom.
Today we're talking about a topic that many of us experience but often hesitate to discuss, which is finding our footing and sense of self after major life changes.
Now, it's about more than just motherhood. It's about the woman behind the mom, her journey, her struggles, and her triumphs.
Joining us today is Dr. Erma Thani, a surgeon, a mom, and a woman who's bravely navigating through life's ups and downs.
Now, she's here to share her story, not just as a mom, but as a woman rediscovering her path and the strength that comes with it.
So let's dive in and remember, through all the chaos and beauty of life, Mama's here for you. But first, let's hear from our sponsors.
We at Grow and Glow Mama are a sanctuary where motherhood meets empowerment. Together, we embrace strengths, lean on each other, and illuminate the path for all mamas. Join our vibrant community on Instagram and hotline group. Let's grow and glow together every step of the way.
Today, we're exploring what it means to rediscover yourself, especially after a crazy shift in your personal life.
Now, we're talking about those critical moments, like how do you know that you need a change in your life and what does it take to make that leap? And let's not forget the guilt that often comes with these decisions, especially as moms. So how do we deal with it and come out stronger?
This episode is about growth, resilience, and embracing the new chapter in our lives as women and as mothers.
And so let's jump right in and chat with Erma. Hello.
Hi, Erma.
Gorgeous. You look so cute.
You look so fancy.
Yeah, I
look
know,
so
right?
Formal. Okay, oh my god.
Don't worry, it's adorable. We love you anyways. But thank you so much for coming. We really, really appreciate having you around because, just to highlight to our audience that you need to know how we personally think of you. We think you're this super hardcore, awesome human being. You're a mom, you're a surgeon, you're going to do your masters, and you still bleeding make time to go to the gym during lunch breaks after cutting someone open and sewing them back up, and then go to the gym and then come back and do the same thing.
And she doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
Don't follow, but she doesn't sleep.
I do for 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh. No, but seriously, how do you do it?
I have no idea. I think because I just recently had a really major life change, right? I got a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And then after you got a divorce, right? It's something that changes you because you're so used to, being in a relationship, being with someone who's always there for you, like coming home to someone, coming home to your kid, to your husband, and then suddenly you have this major life shift.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know that I need to make some sort of changes in my life. So to do that, I need to be able to push my boundaries. So I need to rediscover myself. I need to know my self-worth. I need to find the missing part of me that I know that, I did not discover it yet, or it has gone missing way before I got married when I was in medical school. Because my life has been studying, work. Because, as a young person last time, right after SPAM, I went straight to medical school. So 6 years of medical school. Right after I finished medical school, I straight away go to work. There's no gap. And work is crazy. As a house officer in Malaysia, it's crazy. So right after work, during my final posting, I got married. So I have no time to find myself, actually. So basically, essentially, all of my adult life is just studying and doing what I think I want in life.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm able to rediscover myself after I got
Wow.
a divorce.
You see, I wanted to ask her, like, where did all this drive come from? But you already answered that.
Oh my gosh. Like legit, man. I mean, like after having
She's like, going straight for it.
it's like no time. I gotta cut, slice, and dice. I need to go now.
For your young adult life, like you said, you were so busy already. So she cut through the questions too. now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No worries.
No, but like no, I think, but I'm really happy that you shared this. I think, and I also want to highlight this for our audience as well, that Mama's Here is all about creating a safe space for open conversations and deep reflection. And I find that it would have taken you a lot of reflecting to realize that you are where you need to be where you are today. So what were some of the specific events or moments that made you realize that a change was needed in your life?
All right. So, okay. How do I say it in a nice way? Because of course, how do I say it in a civilized way?
Yeah.
All right. Obviously, when you go into a marriage, right, you know that, there's going to be problems. There are going to be fights in the marriage, which is normal. So that's what we had last time when I was married. But I'm not going to blame anyone in the marriage. I blame also myself, because a failed marriage is not just not just a single hand person, right? It's like both of you had trouble in the marriage.
Yeah.
Both of you had trouble communicating, or there's something going on with you that you know that you need to change. So sitting down and reflecting is like basically the moment that I know that I need a change is when we keep on giving it chance, but it just doesn't work. It goes back to square one.
Mm-hmm.
And then to which extent that I wanted to give a chance to working I would say a non-lovable, a loveless marriage, because I wanted raising my kid, I wanted my kid to be in a environment that he think that it's healthy for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I want him to learn that, this is what, mom and dad's supposed to be like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want him to think that what I had with my ex is normal.
Yeah.
So like, we are not passionate. We don't talk to each other. We're just like not a married couple.
Wow.
So essentially, I don't want my kid to grow up in that kind of environment. I want him to be, this is what a marriage life is supposed to be like.
Yeah.
So to the extent that, you know what, it'll be better off if we live our separate life, and I'm okay raising my kid on my own and having, my mom to help me out with that. And I'm okay with him to understand early on that, okay, mom needs this and I need it for my mental health. And I don't want to be in a stigma of our culture where, being a divorcee, being a gender is like such a bad thing. I want to like normalize it. I mean, if you want to be healthy, if you want to have a good mental health, by all means, you do you. And you have to stop thinking about what other people say, because, essentially it's yourself. People don't pay for my bills.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
Yeah. I'm
don't raise
sure.
my kid. Yeah.
So motherhood did influence you
definitely.
to make this big decision. But do you experience any internal conflicts or like doubt at first when you wanted to change?
Oh, it's not easy, Sofea. It's very hard. It's not something that you think overnight. It's something that you want, that I have taught for months, for years actually, and we actually talk about it. We say we're gonna give it a chance, and then if not, then we have to talk it out, and then we would, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So eventually I sat down, talked to him and said, you know what, we need to end this. It's time for us to move on.
Mm-hmm.
And of course I have moved on way before I actually find the courage to actually sit down and ask for divorce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy how, so I think that, as non-professionals, we're not like therapists or anything like that. And we're not about to ask anyone to make big decisions with their life, if anything at all. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it is something that will and may happen in a marriage. Whether you think that it is like you have the best marriage in the entire universe, I won't deny that. Like this is pre-baby, but I obviously will as like anticipate that something like this may potentially happen. My husband and I went through marriage therapy before. I've had a lot of reservations and doubts in so many ways, but the thing that was ultimately for me figuring out whether it was a temporary feeling or was it something in the long term. How did you distinguish between the two? Like, is it just like a moment where I hate my husband, or like, no, this something actually needs to be done?
No, for me, if you still have love, you can definitely work things out. So it eventually the love ran out for me. Like I don't feel like, I keep on telling him, I'm stuck in a loveless marriage. We need to do something about it, but we didn't. Even with a kid, and it's not easy to decide to get a divorce when you have a kid involved. And the problem with me is that no one knows about it. None of my family members knows about it. You know when they found out that I got a divorce? On the day that I got the divorce.
Wow.
Yeah. So my family were very upset because they were not happy that I didn't share. But of course, I don't want to talk about my marriage to anyone out of my marriage. They don't live my life. And we're not supposed to be telling everyone about, we still need to be, to, how do you say, to jaga aib each other, right? Yeah. So we still have to jaga our dignity. We both have our professions. We know each other, friends. And then it's not easy for me to embark through that journey, going through that journey alone actually at that point of time.
So you're telling me you didn't even talk to anyone about it?
No.
Girl!
How did you,
It was crazy.
Did you have a therapist?
I'm my own therapist.
Oh my God. And how did you, I've heard this story, and Zach is, your son is 3, right? How did you manage it all? Going through that and...
Oh, I cried a lot. Because it's not easy for me, like I told you guys, right? So, you know where I cried? Because, like I'm crazy busy. I cry in the car. Car is like my zen place. Because, I'm always stuck in traffic, commuting through in KL. So, in the car is when I sit alone and cry and reflect about, what I need in life. And this is where I rehearse, every single thing that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
But, yeah, essentially, I did talk to my mom about it. I did talk to my dad about it, but I did not tell them what happened in the marriage because I don't want to share. Because I don't feel like whatever it is, it's me and my ex-husband that's going through it, right? And they don't live our life. So, yeah, I talked to them prior to the divorce because I needed help with Zach. I needed help with my kid. Yeah, but the rest of my family members only found out on the day that I went to court and got a divorce.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you have changed anything if you had to? I mean, no one's gonna ever say like, let's do it all over again. But like, would you have done it differently in any way? Looking back now, that's already happened.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Anyone goes in a marriage thinking that it's not gonna last forever. Everyone goes into a marriage thinking that it's gonna be the love. You're the love of my life.
Yes.
We're gonna grow old together.
Till Jannah, babe.
Yeah. So it's very sad, obviously, but I mean. To say regret is because I have a kid. We have a kid together. We have a family together. And, there are times that, when you are alone and you just, there's like memories of you being a parent, like the first time that I got my baby.
Oh my God.
I need a tissue.
Someone toss a tissue now. If anyone's got a tissue.
Crybaby, guys.
It's okay.
Toss it in.
This is, oh my God. Tissue is flying from...
Here you go, babe. Oh,
yeah, so of course, like, the magical moments that you share together as parents. Yeah, those are the kind of thing that, how am I supposed to go through this alone?
Yeah. I mean, like, I need to share this, like, story. And I did ask for permission for sharing this story from a friend of mine, and she actually is a single mom now. And it was insane because when she got pregnant, she was already at this state where, she and her husband, like her partner or former partner's relationship was a bit on the rocks. So she started to see some cracks in the whole painting, and she was not very happy about it. And then a child came into the picture. They both loved the kid very, very much, but the partner did not change at all. But it took her so long to make the decision to say enough is enough, probably because of the sense of like the guilt, man. And like what you said, in as moms or parents in general, your ultimate idea of like, now that we have a kid in this world, we want to give the best picture for the child to realize this. But like, how did you overcome that fear in the first place?
I am still in fear. I haven't overcome anything, honestly. Diyana and Sofea, like every day I get up and I would still live in fear, like thinking, what am I doing? What have I done in my life? And what am I doing today? And whatever that I'm going to do is all Zach. It's all my son.
Yeah.
It all revolves around raising a kid. And it's not easy, right? So I have not overcome any fear. I'm still in fear every day, every second. But you have to go through. You have to go through life. You have to go through with it.
When you say fear, is it fear of like raising your child alone or
not alone? I mean, a lot of people have been a single mom.
Yes.
A lot of successful people have been raised by a single mom, and I'm not scared of that. It's the fear of whether I'm doing a good enough job as a mom, and also focusing on my career.
Yeah.
And also finding myself back.
Yeah. See, now, like, just another disclaimer that I have to add. This is something that you don't have to go through a divorce to even like experience something like this as moms.
So
like
true.
that sense of sacrifice that we make in a general basis. And the thing is, I at one point of time, like, I wanted to reword the word sacrifice because I didn't want it to have a negative connotation to being a mother. But ultimately, it is what it is. It's not a compromise. You have to put aside something somewhere, or you're going to be stretched out really thinly. But what you've done, I have to say, babe, like, to me, I think it was one of the most amazing things that you could do for yourself, because at the end of the day, you're just allowing it to be like, you're not letting anyone stretch yourself further than you should be, because you are already exhausted. We've already given like a whole list of things that you do on a daily basis. And it's kind of like, if you're going to have to deal with like a loveless marriage and stuff like that, that is hard. It's super hard.
I don't know how do you do it mentally, and what are the first steps you took towards initiating change in your life?
Mentally, oh my God, there's so many things that's going on in my head. Like, it's all mumble jumble up there. So what I do, like that's the reason why you guys always see me at spin class. Because that's 1 hour that I get to myself listening to loud music in a dark room where I don't have to think about my life problem and just spin away. Yeah. So if you see me at spin class, it's because I'm stressed.
Fair enough.
So you're stressed every day?
Yes.
I mean, it is... She do know what she does for a living, right?
Yeah.
She slice and dice.
I know.
I went to the hospital one day and saw her on call. Like she was there for ages.
Yeah, she posts about her surgery as well. So sometimes it's like, I'm inspired.
Yeah.
Mentally, you are very, I don't know how you have it in you, because sometimes I cry and I have a support system. I have a husband at home, right? And I cry. And then when I look at you, I'm like, but you can do it all. Like, honestly, I mean, I'm so proud that you take that step to change, because not a lot of women have the guts to like, okay, I want to do it. Some just stay in a loveless marriage because to them, that's safe in our society. But you did it. I think you inspired like people who want to take, like, but they don't know how to. Like, again, a disclaimer, we're not like we're not a therapist or anything like that. We're just, because to me, I've seen a lot of my friends who's in that marriage. Until now, they're still in that marriage.
Yeah.
But you are, like I told you, you look glowing since before when I saw, you because of what you did.
Yeah.
But even though internally, you still have that challenges, you still have that fear in you. So what is the change, the first step of that you take towards to initiate that change in your life besides spin?
Because my legs will turn into jelly.
Yeah.
So essentially, the first change was, I was, oh my God, I was so overweight. I was like 100 over kg, right? And then I know that I had to change myself first to find myself again, because it all started with a self-confidence. So
true.
Yeah. So once you know that you've got yourself back, like, I need to be hot. I need to go out with my
And you
son.
are hot.
Honey.
I need to go out with my son, and like people will be like, "Is that your brother?" Yes, that's my brother. So just set a goal. Literally, I just set a goal. That's one goal that I like. My aim in life is for people to think that I'm Zach's sister, and that just I know it sounds silly.
Actually, no, it's not silly at all.
no,
Like
we
a friend
do
of,
that too.
No, dude, one of my other friends, like, you know, she is like a single mom, and she went full on like mega hot mom mode, workout, lifting weights, and she's got a body,
Oh my God.
like galore. But the initial thing was that she was saying like, my goal is to basically to pick up my child and groceries and be okay. That was it. It's like self-confidence that you can do it at the end of the day.
Because I know that I lost a lot of myself when I got married. Because I mean, we're not bad partners. It's just that he's a great dad. Whatever it is, he's a great dad. But he's not the best partner for me. Okay? Because essentially it's not that he doesn't support what I do, but I think we're just not vibing with each other.
No chemistry.
Yeah, no chemistry. The love it fades.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I needed, my biggest motivation is that I need to pick myself back up again. I need that self-confidence again. I need to be successful in life, married or divorced.
I love that you brought up with the factor of like self-confidence first, because a lot of the times when women go through, or moms go through, or anyone go through a certain predicament when they're trying to decide what to do to move forward, the reason why we don't usually take that leap of faith is because we're uncertain. And this uncertainty comes a lot from within and what we feel we are either capable or incapable of doing. And I think like for the next part that we would love to know, like, you know, what were some of the resources that or support systems that you leaned on during this time of finding your self-confidence? Because again, not spin. but yeah,
I do a lot of other workouts.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Working out. Oh man. Okay, yeah. Go on, babes.
Okay, so essentially I am not a big girlfriend kind of a person, because I don't like dramas, essentially. I like dramas, just not my drama, you know. So even
Who does?
Ni mesti suka tengok TV kan. Cerita Korean mana ni?
No, I like drama. I mean, I am like, people come to me for gossip.
Yeah.
I'm like the gossip queen in my workplace.
Yeah.
You can also follow #Dr. Erma on Instagram.
Ermagram.
Like I swear, my bosses be like, Erma must have known about this. Erma, do you know? See, things like that. I'm a gossip queen. But, you know, I don't like when the drama is me.
Yeah.
Okay. So even when I was in high school, even when I was in uni, I never had girlfriends. Never. I hang out with guy friends. Because with guys, there's no drama. It's just they would tell you, hey, kau ni, I don't like this, you know, like straight to your face. No matter, like, they don't treat you like, you know, you're just a girlfriend.
treat you like a bro friend.
Yeah, a bro friend, exactly. Like, they literally told me that I'm a guy stuck in a girl's body. So I hang out with all guy friends because I don't like drama. Because girl backstabs, and then you heard this stealing each other's boyfriend. Tak puas hati, go to the park and tarik rambut, gaduh. Oh my God, this is not the life that I want, right? So even and then I got into work, and at work I don't become friends with girlfriends as well. My colleagues are all mostly guys, and then I found this community, the group community. I found Sally, I found Junita, I found Sofea, I found you, and this is when I started having girlfriends. And the best thing is that you guys are also moms, and you guys understood how it is to be a mom. And initially, I was like, oh, okay, they're just like, you know, I'm going to meet them at events. I'm going to meet them at, you know.
Little did you know, we're going to go to your house.
In my life, man. And I love you guys for it.
I'm going to buy your clothes.
So essentially, like, I didn't know that, you know, I never realized. I thought that I always, you know, I'll manage. I'll be okay eventually. I'm okay to do things on my own.
Yeah.
I've always settled things on my own. I've lived overseas my whole adult life. I'll be okay on my own. And little that I know that having a great support system, having great girlfriends like you guys are so damn important.
That
you have
gives me,
no
like,
idea how much I have called Sally or Junita in the middle of the night just to cry.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like we have our group
Yeah.
chat, right? And then, hey guys, I'm just literally sitting in front of a TV and crying right now.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, oh, Erma, you're going to be okay. You're going to be fine. And then, someone will call me and then, hey, you want to talk about it? And yes, I bawl out then. And I had never shared about anything private in my life. I am a very open person. I'm an open book. You can see from my social, I'm very open. But there are so many things that I don't show to the public.
Yeah.
Right? Of course, because you need to keep some parts of your life
To
private.
yourself, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I suppose having great...
I think the right friends.
The right friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. We meet a lot of friends along the...
Oh, yeah,
along
definitely. I meet a lot of toxic
Exactly.
moms. My God. Telling me, that's not how you should raise your kid. Excuse me.
It's like,
you
sorry?
breastfeed my kid?
It's like, I'm sorry. This
You
is
get
not-
saggy boobs because
But
of my
honestly,
kid?
you are doing a lot. You are a doctor. You're a mom of a 3-year-old. You go for a spin on your lunch. I don't know how you do that. I always tell people that. I advocate about Erma's spin time. But
Can you not associate me and spin? It's like, tengok muka kau je, tengok basikal.
but I want to know, how do you manage to keep yourself focused and motivated, especially during the initial stage of change, because you still have to function as a mom. You still have to function as a doctor, and being a doctor and a mom is both not easy jobs.
Yeah.
So how do you do that?
Oh, it's not easy actually. But then the thing is, like for me, I just kind of like go with the flow. For me, I don't want to think about anything else. It's just, I know, because I'm very, very passionate about work. It's no matter how tired I am, no matter how many sleepless nights I have, but when I am standing on the operating table with a patient in front of me without sleep, I do not get tired. Because you have this adrenaline rush, that you are the one who's going to decide whether this patient's going to be okay or not, going to be discharged home or not. And you literally have life on your hand, right? So that is not something that I can toy around with. No matter how tired you are, you still have to, because I'm very passionate about it. And I love being a mom. For whatever it is, my life changes after I become a mom, but I love being a mom and I know that I'm good at it.
You're gonna cry again. I'm gonna give
No.
you a tissue.
Okay, like recently, like people have insinuated that, like put in some like mom guilt towards me because I have been spending a lot of time either at work or going to events and been spending less time with my kid.
Siapa?
People can be assholes, yeah.
Leave her alone lah. God.
Oh my God, can you hear how it's so hard?
Yeah. So,
Stop disturbing
but,
Erma.
like, and of course, I cried. I cried a lot. I cried in car. I cried to my friends. But again, they don't pay for my bills.
True.
They don't raise my kid. I do it on my own. I mean, I do have help. I have my mom. I have my family. I have my mom's helper to help me out because I wouldn't function well without them. And it's initially something that I thought that I can do on my own right after the divorce, like maybe get a helper myself and then, but it's not something that you want. I don't want my kid to be raised where mom is not there and I'm just with my helper. You see?
Yeah.
At least with the grandmother, he's
With family.
yeah, with family.
Yeah.
And even though I spend quite less time with him these days because I'm very busy, but I know my kid loves me. And for whatever it is, you say, when you busu also Mariam still loves you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever even if I fart in front of Zach, say, it's okay, mommy, I love you still. And then Zach he's so mature for his age. Like, he wakes up at 3 a.m. in the morning and he said, mommy, I want to go toilet. Okay, fine, let's go to the toilet. And then I sat him at the toilet bowl and he said, mommy, thank you for bringing me to the toilet. And I'm like, Zach, I'm so sorry that I did not spend a lot of time with you. And then,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't, because I'm sure you had it like tough, but I've been feeling guilty too, not spending time with my daughters.
Oh my God.
It's not easy, I don't have help too. I understand what you feel, especially you. I think you have it harder with not having a partner, but you do have a mom that's there. My mom is far as well. So I really understand this little human being, right, that God gave us. They just say the right words. Like, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Seriously, Erma? Whatever.
Dude, it's not even. Do you know, like, I love her to bits. You know, like, the friendliness of her. Do you know what she does on a daily basis? She will wake up. She was a week co-sleep, right? She will wake up. Hi.
Oh my God.
I'm like, hi, babe. I'm gonna wake up with you. I love you so much. But the thing is, it's like, but you know, we know, moms know it. And the thing is, it's like this feeling will never go away where we don't want to spend time with our children. We do. Yeah. It's just that life takes us to places where we need to do stuff. But I have to say this, like, one of the things that it cheesed me off that like someone would say something to you like that. I'll deck them in real life. Maybe not deck them with words. Yeah. I will say, I think this is what I will definitely say. As mothers, you'd have to understand that our brains are so capable of doing so many things in one go most of the time. What makes you think that this was not a calculated decision that we made to give the best that we could to our children and also to ourselves? Yeah. Like, it's not like we're doing things like, you're not like, I'm going to work. Okay, bye, Zach, whatever. Or like, you know, or like, oh, I need to go for a workout because I really don't want to like do this because I just want it to be for me. It's not. At the end of the day, we have to do what we need to do so that we're able to function the best way that we could.
Yeah, the thing is, no matter how busy I am, I still fit in my workout because that is how I find, you know.
That's you.
Yeah, that's me.
Just you.
That's me. Because I need to be a good mom, but at the same time, I also need to find myself back, right? Yeah. And working out is basically, yeah, I don't think about anything else but just working out. Yes. I go and hold Zach and say, Zach, I'm so sorry. Mommy work all the time. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I hope you understand I'm doing this for our future because it's just you and me. And I say, Mommy, no more mommy and daddy. I said, yeah, there's no more mommy and daddy. So it's just me and you. And mommy need to do this for us. And Zach say, okay, mommy, go work. Bye-bye, mommy, I'll see you later. That's what he said, you know. A 3-year-old kid can say that to me. Mm-hmm. And of course I have mom guilt, Diyana. Yeah, of course I do. Mm-hmm. I have mom guilt all the time. I cry about it almost every damn day. Even going back from work. Okay, I go back from work at 5. My spin class is at 6:30. I would go to spin class and then traffic going home. And I'll reach home at 8:30. And I only have 1 hour to put my kid to sleep. And that is the only hour that I get to spend with my kid every day. And that is if I'm not at work until late. You see? And I don't understand how a 3-year-old can be so mature and understand it so much. And yeah, mom guilt is mom guilt. But I also need to not be crazy for my kid.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, we have to make that priority for ourselves to be the best version that we could. And I think that's something that we have to always like remember.
Yeah, I just want to add that if a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 1-year-old can say that, I think that society needs to be kinder to us moms.
Yeah,
you know?
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed, definitely. But loving this conversation. We gotta take a break, but don't go anywhere because we've got Ask Sassy Sally. So you gotta stay tuned for the question of the day. So don't go anywhere.
Hey guys, welcome to Ask Sassy Sally. So today we have another confession. Let's get into it. How do you find the balance between taking care of yourself and dealing with other people's expectation during big changes in your life? I'm going through some things with my partner, but somehow I feel like other people are getting too involved. Girl. So my advice is definitely to prioritize yourself first. You need to understand when people have comments, they have expectations, you don't deal with it. You don't have to deal with it. Because these people don't clothe you, they don't feed you. Why are you dealing with their expectations again? Why are you letting it eat away at you? Don't lose a night of sleep over it. Surgery is so expensive and we don't need that. Okay, so my advice is prioritize yourself, deal with the problems that you need to deal with, whatever way you need, and especially when it's a conflict between a partner and yourself, it needs to be private. In my personal opinion, whatever things that are going through with your partner in your relationship or your marriage, I honestly think it should be private and it should not be anyone's business, because out of the respect for your partner and out of the respect for your relationship, Your dirty laundry shouldn't be aired out to everyone to see, okay? For everyone to know. So the less people know, the less people have to say. Okay, you need to know that. Sometimes privacy is key, basically. And when it comes to people commenting and if they're saying nasty stuff, they're trying to get involved, just put them in their place. It's hard to be respectful all the time because we have this pressure like if we're not respectful, oh, people are not going to like us. You know what? There are people who's not going to like you. Not everyone's going to love you. And you need to understand that is totally fine. Okay? Live with it, deal with it, get over it. Okay? So you need to know that it is important that you know how to put people in their place. Even if you want to be respectful, you can respectfully tell people to stay out of it. Tell them to stay in their lane. You need to learn to stay in your own lane too. Because if you're constantly letting people into your peace, your safe space, this is how it's going to affect you. It's important that you create boundaries and maintain them. Okay? So, respectfully, people, please stay in your lane, mind your own business, don't butt in because it has nothing to do with you. All right? We should all just be respectful to each other, you know. Love and peace is important. Okay? We don't always have to be a part of everyone's life. You have your own life. So, why not work on that? Why are you so busybody about everyone's life? Okay? Anyways, that's all I have to say. And as I always say, I'll catch you on the flip side and you'll know what it is. Bye!
Welcome back, and we just heard from Sassy Sally, our very first episode from Sassy Sally, answering a question from one of the moms from Mama's Here community. So, did you guys agree to it?
Totes. Agreed.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Definitely, 100%.
Always prioritize yourself first.
Sally is
Definitely.
wise.
Sally is so wise. Sally is like 10 years younger than me, and I'm like, Sally,
Listen to Sally.
I need to talk to you about something.
But-
and I'm like, okay, that's it. Come, let's go for a drive. And we can go drive for like 1 hour and still not stop talking.
Do you guys
about
live
things.
nearby to each
No.
other? Gitu. But no, I have to ask though, like, have you ever gone through something similar to that when experiencing what you did go through, especially when it came to your, like, you know, just life? Because people are so critical about it. Do you
people
have...
get involved? People wanted to get involved all the time. They like to see you when you're not at your happiest moment.
Oh,
They like to see you when you're down there because you know why? Because people like to compare themselves to you. They want to feel better about themselves. That's why they wanted to see you at your, you know, the most, you know, at your most vulnerable time.
How did you deal with that?
You just learn not to give a F. Honestly, after you become a mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always care about. I am such a selfless person. Okay, I'm selfish sometimes, but I am also a selfless person. I kind of like care about what people think of me. Last time, I used to really care, and I used to like put people first before myself. And then after I become a mom, it's like, why do I need to care?
Yeah.
About what people say about me, what people think of me. I mean, of course, I still do care. That's why you want to take care of yourself. That's why you wanted to present yourself the way that you wanted to present
But you just don't
yourself.
want to care about the noise.
Yes, exactly. Why? All this noise are what just going to bring you down even more.
True.
So this is why you just throw out the negativity, throw out the toxicity in your life and move forward. And that's how I've been moving forward. I just don't give an F. Yeah.
But I think like with that mindset, it would be it's a tricky situation whereby I can only imagine that you're making hard decisions and at the same time you're trying to keep peace, not just within yourself, but certain parties who might get involved. Like, and I'm not talking about the people who really don't matter, like outsider noise, all that nonsense. I mean, who gives a crap about them? We're talking about like the internals, the friends, or the really close friends, or the in-laws
the
and
friends
stuff.
are okay. The family.
Yeah.
Family is hard because family always have opinions about everything, especially when you live in a, you know, my mom is pretty traditional mom, right? And I can talk about this. My mom is great. She's a great mom. She's an amazing grandmother, but she does have her own opinion on things. She does want us to follow a certain way of how she think because she's quite a traditional, very, you know, like the mindset is different than how we are right now. So mom still think I'll still treat me like I'm a baby, like I'm her baby daughter. Okay, fine, mom. But how do you want to move forward with your life while having all this noise and still maintain your relationship, a good mother-daughter relationship with your mom? How do I do that?
Yep.
I just, okay, mom. Yes, mom. I understand what you are saying. I thank you for talking about that and voice out what you don't feel that I'm doing, what do you think that I'm doing wrong? And I will try to change. And that's it. It quiets them down for a while at least.
Yeah.
But, you have to still maintain that relationship that you have. You still have to be, you still have to respect them as a parent.
Yeah.
So even if because they are very opinionated. My parents are very opinionated. My family are all very opinionated. But it's easy to shut my siblings down, but not to shut your parents down in a not rude way.
Of course.
Especially coming from an Asian
Oh, yeah.
Asian family, I understand.
Yeah, it does become like a challenge. I suppose if you were to go through something like this, I'm talking to like the audience right now, or even for us, like it's kind of like we have to learn to navigate it in the most delicate manner as possible. And the goal has always been to try to keep peace anywhere you could.
Yeah.
But if it comes to a point where it is completely unbearable, what would you do?
I have no idea.
Cut and run.
I deflect a lot of things in my life. Like, okay, plan A doesn't work, we go to plan B. Yeah. So I don't know if that actually happened, because I think at this point of time, I think my mom is not very happy that I'm very busy with work and events and whatever it is I'm doing, my social media thing, because she doesn't understand, because she doesn't live
She
in
doesn't
a life.
come from that.
She doesn't
era.
come from that era. So she doesn't understand that I have bills to pay. I have my lawyer fees that I still need to settle. I have my master's degree that I need to, to invest in. So essentially because mom is mom, but because I need like a buffer. So my dad is my buffer. So I go and sit down with my dad and talk to my dad about it. I said, Papa, you need to talk to mom about this. You can reason with mom more than me. So she would understand more. So I talk to my dad. My dad understands me more. My mom understands me more, but my dad understands the situation, and he knows how to like twist, like maybe a bit of a
He knows how to tone down the fire lah, like macam like
basically,
yeah.
So maybe just find yourself a buffer that But if you can't, then maybe I don't know. I really can't help. I'm not the best. Obviously, I'm not the best at marriage.
Yeah, well, no, honey, like, you know what? Like, consider it as it was a successful marriage for as long as it lasted.
And you learn from it.
Yeah, and the time has expired. Like, there's
a beginning of an end.
Yeah, it's like there's an expiry to a lot of things, whether it is in a form of divorce or a form of death or a form of separation or anything of the sort. But it is ultimately a thing that you have to go through personally in your life journey. And the outside noise will always be quite bizarre. How do you handle your parents, Sofea? Like, if any situation must campur, like, because for me,
my dad passed away when I was, I think, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So it was very hard for me to, actually it's the same like Erma's mom, I think, because my mom is very traditional. But like she said also is mostly yes and understand, because she also is going through life changes of her own. Like she grew up, I think her adulthood was with my dad, and then this is what happened, right? But I learned a lot from her too, like there are certain things that she said to me and I'm like, oh yeah, but there are certain things that she can't understand because she doesn't live in that era. She's very young actually, that kind of thing. But I think like Erma said, that you just say yes. You just
agree to them.
You just agree to them because yes, they are wiser. There's certain things that yes, we can take that as a point, but there's also a certain thing that maybe they do not understand. But it's not like they're wrong. Maybe they are raised a certain way, right?
Yeah.
So I think being respectful is one thing because nowadays there's a lot of people that is not respectful of their parents, or they just cancel them. But their parents too, their mom, their dads, and they
imagine how if like
our
kids
does
does
it.
it. I wouldn't want that.
Yeah,
right?
I think the key is always being respectful.
They'll be like, Mama, you the Lulu. You the Lulu.
The Lulu is the only son.
Whenever you say the Lulu, it reminds me of Sally.
Because she's the only Gen.
She's our closest Gen Z friend. We're all millennials here, so like,
The other Gen Z that I see are my patients, and I'm like, what? Yeah.
it's like, do they talk to you in
I
Gen
know,
Z
like,
language?
doctor, you're not giving me the vibe. Okay, please go away now.
But I suppose, like, I guess, like, to sort of like wrap that part of the conversation. So if someone came up to you, like, and I feel like because Mama's Here is like this community where, it's a safe space for people to approach each other and really ask questions. I think once this episode comes out, a lot of people might come up to you and ask for some advice. I think, like, what would you advise someone facing a similar situation, what you're going through but at the same time maintaining peace? Because you still have a decent relationship with your ex-in-laws, right?
We don't talk, but because I think I respect my ex-husband's decision of me not contacting them.
Okay.
But I do, like, react to stories of my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law. I mean, because I don't have any problems with them. The problem that I had was with my ex-husband, right? But with the family, they are all great. They're amazing family. And I don't find I just think that we're adults. We need to be civilized about things. When I ended things with my ex-husband, it was in a peaceful way. It was in a very civilized manner. We decided that we're gonna do this co-parenting thing, and we're gonna respect each other, and we did. We did. So, if someone had a same situation, I mean, I can't be saying that people would have the same situation as me, because a lot of other people, families get involved. This is the reason why we don't want our families to get involved in the first place about the divorce, because when families get involved, they're definitely gonna back you. I mean, my mom is definitely gonna back me up.
Yeah,
For all reasons,
yes.
she's gonna start finding mistakes of my ex-husband, and his parents probably gonna do the same.
Yeah.
And this is the reason why we totally separate our marriage with our families when we decided to get a divorce, so that the families doesn't get involved and doesn't have any opinion or say before the divorce.
Yeah.
So after the divorce, you can't say anything anymore.
Yeah.
Right? They're already separated. It's
Yeah,
done.
it's
a
already-
done deal. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you just have to make that conscious decision to do without anyone else knowing, because you need to ultimately move forward first before.
But how many of your friends who have gone through divorce have a very messy divorce? I have a lot of friends, right? Because families get involved.
Yeah.
Right? But obviously you can't say that my situation and your situation is the same, because me and my ex-husband, we both respect each other enough to, to actually went through this together without getting families involved. But not a lot of people. Some people, they live with their in-laws. They cannot not get the in-laws involved, right?
Yeah.
So it's pretty hard. It's quite hard to say that. It's quite hard to give a opinion on things or advice, but people can come to me, people can talk to me.
Yeah.
Just by talking it out,
Yeah.
actually make things better.
Yeah.
Just by listening to other people's stories, and you can actually adapt it. Or this is what I can use, and this is what I can work with, maybe to fit in how I'm gonna deal with my situation.
This is all like heavy stuff, and like,
Are
and
you gonna cry again?
No.
this is all like heavy stuff. But in every dark situation or terrible situation, I would say there's always that ray of sunshine at the end of the tunnel. So we want to look forward. We want to know about, like, how do we overcome this guilt, and looking towards the future is like a vital part of this journey, because like you say, you want to get to know Erma. You also want to raise Zach in, like, your way, so then he will understand the meaning of love in a marriage and all these things. So how do you manage to work through any feelings of guilt, especially as a mom?
Oh, I just cried out, honestly. Sofea, you whatever you do, you always gonna feel guilty, especially if you're a working mom. Doesn't matter, even if you're a housewife, even if you're a stay-at-home mom, there's gonna be time that you want to get off of your kids. There's gonna be time that, you know what, I'm done with you. No matter how much I love you, I cannot be with my kid 24 hours. there's always going to be mom guilt
I
because
like
of that.
that. You know why? Because nobody said that. Everybody said that we need to be
Yeah.
with our kids 24/7, but it's okay to say that sometimes
you
I need like
time.
even 5 hours away, not just 1 hour. Sometimes 1 hour is just being kind.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I honestly like just wanted to tell the moms out there that sometimes I don't have work, but I just hired Keto Carrot just so that I have my alone time the whole day from 10 to 5.
No, it's no
That's fair,
joke.
yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
totally understandable because you need your sense of peace and calm. Like
Yeah.
for me, I've got like ADHD. My brain is noisy AF like all the time. And sometimes I mean, I love my daughter always, but there were moments where she was mega clingy and I was just like, guys, I just need 10 minutes to like check out.
Yeah.
And I mean, when I mean check out, I'm gonna be like, I'll stare into space, I'll look at my phone, whatever. But then 2 minutes in, oh, she's crying already, she wants a mommy. I'm like, leave me the F alone. Like, I don't wanna do this. Why are you coming back to me? I just need my time. And like, but the thing is, saying that out loud makes you feel so damn guilty because at the end of the day, people have, like what you said, they have that expectation as a
Yeah,
mom,
but
like on moms.
I think we need to change that.
Yeah.
I like that you said, mom, oh, it's okay if we can't spend with our kids 24/7.
You
And
go crazy.
You go crazy, but that's human. I think that because society always put like, oh, mom has to be with her kids,
Yeah.
so it's normalized. But actually, it's you. This is not normal.
Yeah, this is what our moms have gone through because
Yeah.
my mom is a
Oh
stay-at-home
yes,
mom.
same as my mom.
And she has been with the kids all the time because my dad was a Navy officer who has been, he was sailing for 3 months, 6 months straight.
Yes, yes.
Sometimes she's just alone with us. And she kept on comparing herself to us. Like, I can do this. I can be with my kid. But mom, I'm a working mom. You raised me to be a doctor. It's
Yeah.
different, mom.
Yeah.
And I know this may sound like, oh my God, Erma is such an ass mom. But when I go to work is when I find peace because I'm away from my kid. And because he was so clingy. This was not Zach now. This was Zach when he was in a clingy phase. Oh my God, I was losing my shit. He was so clingy because he wants boobs all the time. Mommy boobs, mommy boobs.
Yeah.
Like, my boobs.
It's like, is
my
that
mom
how
is dry, sucked dry.
Dude, I remember this one point where Alia was like, I think she was about 3 months. 3 months.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and then she looked at my boobs and she smiled. And
Oh
then
my
I said to her, is that
That
all I'm
cheeky
good
face.
for? And I cried. I actually went, is that all I'm good for? And I totally like burst into tears. But that's the thing though, like I find that in scenarios like this, we are considered really lucky because we've come to this point of having a sense of self-compassion
Yeah.
for ourselves. Like what role did self-compassion play in overcoming these feelings and how did you get to the point of self-compassion?
It's not easy. It's I thought being a mom is gonna be something very natural. Oh boy, was I wrong? Was I wrong? I thought breastfeeding is gonna be natural, and I'm a doctor, and I deal with a lot of breastfeeding issues. Was I wrong? I sacrificed. I would say sacrifice. I sacrificed few years of my life. I sacrificed my getting into the surgical program, because I wanted to focus on being a mom. And then I wanted to focus to build a family, and I failed. And I am not proud of it that I failed. I managed, even with my busy schedule, I managed to breastfeed Zach for 2.5 years. Wow. Yeah, while working, while pumping, while doing surgery. Wow. It was crazy. It was
That's
crazy. That's another
amazing.
story for another time. But
Okay, we'll have coffee after this chat.
But that is when I started losing myself, because I sacrificed for my kid, I sacrificed for my husband, I sacrificed my work, right? But to the point that I realized to which extent that I need to not find myself back. So it just clicked. It just randomly clicked. Like, I need to be better, be a better version, because whatever it is that I am now, I learned from my son. Because whatever he does, it reflects to whatever that he sees me do.
Yeah.
So whenever like I do something, I notice that Zach is following me. So I realize that I need to be better. So to be better is to find, why am I not doing things that I'm happy about? So that is where I realized that I need to find self-compassion. I need to be sorry for myself. I need to be better version of myself, to be a better mom for my kid.
So true.
I
babe.
do. But how do you, can you like share how your perspective to focus like on the positive, because it's not easy to just focus on the positive instead of the negative.
Oh, definitely, it's not easy. To be positive it's easy for you to say it out, definitely. Or
course,
you cannot be negative.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
to be. I have been in my ex-husband. I think if you are listening, I'm sorry, but he keep on telling me that you're such a negative person. That's what he keep on telling me. But the thing is, I need to be negative because you are also not being positive to me. See? Because you are also not making me be positive about myself. So it's not easy to be positive at all. And I don't know how I did it, honestly. I don't know how to lose all the negativity to just be positive. But for whatever it is that I think that I have been doing, it's driven because I think of my kid. I think that I am not just doing everything for my own. I have another life that I need to take care
Yeah.
of. I have another life that I need to make sure that he's alive the next day.
Yeah.
You see, I have to be there for him because I did not bring him this life for me to destroy his life. I brought him to life to build him to be the best version of himself.
Yeah.
To raise him to be the best
So
version
Zach,
of himself.
even though mommy is not like basically spending so much time with you now, but you actually love him so much. I think in this episode, it shows that you are doing every single question that we ask is actually for Zach.
Yeah. And
It's beautiful, you know? See, I'm going to cry again. Stop crying.
But it's so true though.
Yeah.
I think that it's like for Mamas Here podcast, we always try to make it as mom centric. But the thing is, it's like, it's hard to let go of the fact that the decisions that we make ultimately are for our kids.
Yeah.
And you know what? It sucks that we've like run out of time as well. So like prior to letting you go, because dude, legit, this is what Mama's Here podcast is really about. This, you know, the reason why we did 1 hour was because we wanted to stretch it as long as we could. But the reality of it, we need like about 5 hours. So
We'll never run out of topic to talk about.
But
right?
before we let you go, like how, like, you share with us, like, what are some of the lessons from your journey that you would like to bring forward into the future?
You have to think about yourself, prioritize yourself. That's the most important thing. Prioritize yourself, but do it at the same time. While finding yourself again, don't lose yourself in the journey, because you might lose yourself, because you might find happiness somewhere else that you lose yourself and you lose your family on its way of finding yourself. And for whatever it is, just come back, sit down, reflect, and always think what you are doing is gonna be a reflection of what your kid look at you. And then so again, I always talk about my kid. Whatever it is, everything is a reflection of, how you gotta raise a kid.
Oh. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah. Seriously. It's been like an emotional conversation. I know, it's like we laugh, we cry, we laugh, we cry again. That's Mama's Here. Yeah. It's like hormones level 100. We're just talking about life and emotions. But I mean, I think you summarized it really, really well ultimately. And like, I love how you brought up about self-confidence as well. That's really about finding it within yourself. So if you are watching or listening right now at home or wherever you are, we really hope that it has inspired you, whether it is you're going through in your partnerships, marriage, or even your life career, or even just being a mom, like, period. It is something that does get to us. And we know that we'll have people like Erma and like Sofea and myself who share the same or similar things. So thanks a lot, Erma, for sharing that. Seriously. So we're running out of time. We have to say bye-bye.
Yes.
So join us for our next episode as we continue to explore the many, many stories and enriching experience of life as a mom. Until then, stay strong, stay inspired, and remember, you're not alone on this beautiful, funny journey. Bye! Bye! Today's episode of Mama's Here podcast is produced by Kelvin, Raghinie, Ravi, and Bryan Henry. and edited by Bryan Henry, Azwan, and Kelvin Tay.
For more of us, find us on all social media platforms at Mamasia Podcast. We've been your hosts, Diyana, Hashim, and Sofea Mastan.
Bye!
Bye!
Oh my God, Erma, you made me cry.
Make me cry.
Dude, I was just like, I mean, like everyone's crying and I was just here like...